Hello everyone, this is Miss Chelsea and today we will be discussing how to convert repeating decimals to fractions. Our lesson objective is students will be able to convert repeating decimals to fractions. Now first up, let's look at a little bit of review. We're going to try converting a fraction to a decimal. So in a fraction, the fraction bar means divided by. That means that to find the decimal equivalent of a fraction like x over y, you need to solve the math problem x divided by y. So let's try this with an example. We're going to try converting 4 over 5 to a decimal. So first we set up a division problem, 4 divided by 5. 5 does not go into 4 at all, so we are left with 4 and we want to continue our problem by adding a decimal and a 0. Bring down our 0 and 5 goes into 48 times, leaving a remainder of 0. That means 4/5 is the same thing as 0.8. Now let's look at example 2. Negative 1/3, we are going to do 1 divided by 3. Since 3 does not go into 1, we continue with a decimal and a 0, which makes it 10 divided by 3 is 3. We can subtract and we are left with 1. Once we bring down another 0, we see that it is a repeat calculation, so we are looking at a 0.3 repeating. Since we want to know what negative 1/3 is, it will be negative 0.3 repeating. Remember, the bar over the 3 means that the 3 repeats on and on forever. Now, let's review how to convert a terminating or ending decimal to a fraction. Let's look at example 1.625. First, we must multiply the decimal by a power of 10 to make it a whole number. This is based on place value. Since the last digit, 5, is in the thousandths place, we will need to multiply the number by 1,000, or 10 to the third power, to get 1,625. This whole number is now our numerator, and the power of 10, 1,000, is the denominator. Now let's simplify the fraction. First, we're going to divide the numerator and denominator by their greatest common factor. If you don't know what the greatest common factor is, you can also try just dividing them both by the same number and keep dividing until you cannot do so anymore. So if we were to divide both numbers by 25, we would get about 65 over 40. Now both of these numbers are divisible by 5, so do so and we will get 13 over 8. We can then convert this to a mixed number, which would be 1 5/8. Now let's move on to today's lesson, which is converting repeating decimals to fractions. Let's look at the example 0.151515, which is 0.15 repeating. Our first step will be to set x as the repeating decimal, so x equals 0.1515 and so on. Now, let's multiply both sides by a power of 10 so that the repeating part becomes a whole number, just like we made the decimal into a whole number before. So if we multiply both sides by 100, we get 10x is equal to 15.15 repeating. When we write a fraction, we want it to be a fraction of two integers, so we do not want any decimal parts. Let's go ahead and take away 1x, or 0.15 repeating, from both sides. You should get 99x is equal to 15. Now, let's divide both sides by the coefficient to make a fraction. In this case, the coefficient on x is 99, so we're going to divide both sides by 99 to get x is equal to 15 divided by 99, or x is equal to 15 over 99. Finally, let's simplify the fraction. 15 and 99 are both divisible by 3, leaving us with 5 over 33. This is our final answer. That's all for today, folks.